Hello and welcome to Las Blancas Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Las Blancas in this new series where we talk about Madridistas in action at the Euros. So, today we had the final games for Group B. Yesterday, the final match day for Group A was done, and the final positions of in Group A were decided. It will be Norway and Switzerland. Switzerland in a very dramatic fashion, honestly, last minute penalty kick. So very dramatic. So the hosts have qualified for the knockout rounds, which is a big deal for them. So it's Norway in first position and it's Switzerland in second position in Group A. And to decide their opponents in the quarterfinals today, we had Group B, where there was a chance that Italy could finish above Spain. There was a chance that Italy, can be knocked out as well if Portugal managed to do bits, and then Italy also managed to, lose to Spain and all of that. So there were a couple of combinations of which teams can go through and what positions they can go through. And Italy were facing Spain. Uh, they lost the game 3-1. And Portugal were facing Belgium. They lost the game 1-2 with a last minute goal from Janice Cayman. So Portugal and Belgium are unfortunately out. Belgium do not finish bottom of the table. Portugal finish bottom of Group B. And it's first position Spain and second position Italy. Kanita, what did you make of the two games that were on? I know like we both could watch only one where our Spaniards were in action, but like this whole drama after that second match day in Group B, how do you feel about that? And do you feel the two teams that have qualified deserved it the most?
Um, there were some disallowed goals in the Belgium-Portugal game. I think like two
Yeah, one.
disallowed for Belgium, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
First it could have been like 2-0 for Belgium, then that got disallowed, then goal for 2-1 got disallowed, then they finally scored for 2-1 to win it. But damn, and they also had an injury. Blom from Tenerife, who plays in Tenerife, actually got injured. It's a knee injury. She had to be taken off on a stretcher. So yeah, that was bad. And yeah, I mean that was some game. I didn't really watch it, but like I couldn't because I had to focus on this game. But it was really I don't know. I didn't expect I should have expected Portugal to like flunk. I don't know this, but I guess I just expected more in the moment. I don't know, but yeah, I mean Belgium don't finish last. They were the ones who didn't have anything to play for, right? I mean, sure to not finish last, but Portugal had some chance to qualify. So I did definitely expect more for Portugal there. And yeah, Spain, Italy, yeah, I mean, it started off interesting. It started off interesting, but later on it kind of became one-sided. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, when the last match day showdown was decided after that draw between Italy and Portugal in the second match day, it everyone was like, okay, maybe Portugal can make it because they're facing Belgium. But Belgium in the past two games have shown that they are not scrubs. They scored twice against Spain as well, and for a moment
Mm.
they quite well matched them. So you can get a sense of their quality as well from there, even though they ended up conceding six in that game. But for a brief moment, they did manage to stifle a bit of Spain's defense, so that was good. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Italy were the deserved second best side in the group. They've been solid, they've been versatile today as well. I think for a good portion of the game, they matched them. Like they were out with their strategy. They were playing with a line of 5-4-1, which was very compact, and they were disciplined for large parts. But towards the end, obviously, like it's very difficult to defend in that fashion throughout the 90 minutes. And they struggled as Spain, just tightened the screw, and they were absolutely everywhere with the ball. They were dominating the ball, they were dominating territory, and they have so many technically brilliant players who can, find ways in these tight spaces, and that is what happened. Maybe if that offside wouldn't be there for Italy in the first half, maybe things would have looked different if they have gotten that penalty. So, it's all that, but they managed to, keep them to three. Some good saves from Giuliani as well, the Italian goalkeeper. So I think personally it is the two teams that deserved it the most that have gone through. Spain for the first time in their history have managed to win all three games at in the group stage of the Euro. So that's there. They keep breaking records. But yeah, let's talk about the game because Spain made some changes in this game. They did not start with Onabachi. They did not start Esther. Athenea was in the lineup as well. Salma Paluelo was in the lineup.
Layla.
uh, Leila was also starting. So and Maria Méndez was also starting as well. So we had two Madridistas in action in the starting lineup for Spain. We will talk about, obviously, like Athenea had the visible impact. She scored the first one, the equalizing goal, and then she also created the second where Spain went ahead because it was her dribbling through and that was blocked, and then Patri had that shot. So I think Athenea was quite good in this game. Like she looked like her best self. What did you make of Athenea's performance?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about like her cameos she did in the first two games in like 15 minutes each, and then she
Yeah.
was trying, to get into the box through the right side into the middle, and she was basically doing that and trying to, but she never managed anything in those cameos. But today, I mean, she started obviously, so she got to start the match and play in the while the game was setting up. So she really shone through, and I loved seeing this Atenea, and obviously the goal she scored, that like quick combination with
Yeah.
Alexia there. And the entrance of the box was just beautiful to watch, and I love how in any kind of stoppage, they keep replaying the goals that have happened until that point in that stoppage. So we've seen that goal replaying over and over again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just loved it. And yeah, it was she was basically just going through the right into the middle of the box all the time, like trying to dribble through, or she made a great decision to combine with Alexia there. And yeah, in the second goal, that defender got at back, which landed at Patri's foot. So yeah, I mean, I love seeing this like in the mood Atenea. And yeah, I hope I think she tried two dribbles if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am. But I don't know. I just love anything that kind of introduces this new, exciting Atenea Regatanea from before, even though she didn't really try that many regattas.
Yeah, the thing is, she was picking up the ball wide and she wanted to get involved in the first game where she had a cameo. She was picking the ball wide and she was going to attack the byline, which often found her isolated and not being able to create much danger. But in this game she was dragging inside, she was running inside, and she was trying to combine in those spaces, which actually played in favor of Spain because in order to break that line of five and all, you need those quick combinations, you need those runners in behind, and you need to try to crowd the central corridor at times because there are so many bodies when you play against a 5-4-1 block. So Athenia was doing exactly that. That first goal was brilliant. She came in, she spotted a small gap, played it to Alexia brilliantly returned. Alexia has been absolutely phenomenal in this tournament so far. She can't do anything wrong apparently, and then she just laid it off and Athena finished it. In the second half as well, she tried a similar thing. This time her dribble was blocked, her carry was blocked, but the ball kindly fell for Patri, who struck it first time, and then it was a goal, their go-ahead goal. So, you know, I really enjoyed Athenea's performance. I think, this is the sort of player that you need, who wants to get involved, who wants to be in the center of the pitch and not just, attacking the byline and putting in crosses, because she can do that. Uh, but I think her best comes in these sort of situations. So I was pretty happy with this performance of her. Maria Mendez, I'm not sure like what to make of her performance, because a lot of the attacks did come from that side where she was playing. But the problem was Leila was playing there, and Leila, the space between Leila and Maria Mendez was what they targeted a lot of the times with Cantore. Most of their attacks came with those channel runs by Cantore, either on this side or the opposite side where Yana was playing as well. So, I'm not sure, like, she did not have much to do. I would say, like, in the second half, especially, Italy barely attacked. In the first half, at least, there were a couple of moments since before the game settled. It was a little bit end to end affair, but in the second half, Spain absolutely killed it and controlled the game. So, Maria Mendes, I'm not sure what to make of it. I don't have many notes on her either. Honestly, she wasn't involved in any big fuck ups, or she wasn't involved in anything absolutely brilliant to talk about. But yeah, do you have anything on her, or?
No, yeah, I mean, I also have a neutral opinion on her. I saw that she had like the most passes out of anyone that played more than 45 minutes, which, equal to 96% pass completion.
Oh,
Which, she was stable there. And yeah, I mean, in comparison with, for example, Paredes, yeah, she was good. She was okay.
yeah. So, I mean, Paredes had her moments. She was saved
Yeah.
in that moment where it was clearly a handball, but it was saved
Mm.
by a very, very weird offside call. It was the correct call, but if you have scrolled on Twitter, you would know what I'm talking about, what people are talking about. So yeah, it was very funny to watch that. But yeah, the game, in the second half, absolutely Spain dominated it. I think uh, a couple of tactical points that I had during this game was, obviously, one was Cantore's runs. I think I really enjoyed watching those runs from Cantore. She has been an absolute key part for Italy in this tournament. She has been relentless. She has done everything right. Uh, that was one of the things. And the other thing that I had was like how Spain were trying to create these numerical advantages in wider areas. Whenever they used to, force the ball wide, and then there would be your winger, your fullback, your two midfielders, and your forward there. So they would have 4 or 5 players creating this sort of box in the wide areas, and that would allow them to, create combinations and find people in behind or runners in behind, which they had constantly. So pretty straightforward game in the second half for Spain after once they took the lead. In the first half, it did seem like, okay, can Italy pull off another win over Spain like they did before in a game just within the last year. So it was fun to watch. Now in the quarterfinals, Spain are going to face the host nation, Switzerland, and Italy will be up against Norway. Kanita, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who do you think is making the semis?
Um, the Group B bestie, seeing Spain winning over Switzerland and Italy winning over Norway. I think Norway's defense is just too bad. I don't even know what adjective to use there to beat Italy. So yeah, Italy and
Yeah, I feel the same. I think with Spain, it's a little easier to call because, they are obviously one of the title contenders in this tournament, and they have shown every bit of that, especially with their midfield now fully complete. The trio of Patri, Alexia, and Aitana all fit and firing. So that's always a nightmare for any team to deal with. And I think they will prove to be a little bit too much for Switzerland to deal with. Norway and Italy is an interesting one, based on individual player by player talent. Probably Norway has the better squad, but I think as a team, Norway did not deserve to win the first two games. The third game was a close one. It ended 4-3. So, there have been gaps throughout. Norway's play style has looked quite lethargic, quite uninspiring to say the least. And this Italian side seems intense. Under Sonchin, they don't really give up. They run a lot. They work hard for each other. And there seems to be an idea and a bit of flexibility in this Italian squad, so that I think they can beat Norway, and I think they will beat Norway, which will be a big thing, because they have never gone past the quarterfinal stage at any major tournament so far. So it could be a big one in recent years. They had, like, the 2019 World Cup was, I think, when they went to the quarterfinal stage, and then ever since that they haven't been even managed to get out of the group, which has been a sad state of affairs. But I think this time they can make the final four. So yeah, let us know your predictions for this bracket and these ties in the quarterfinals. And I think nothing else from this game, I would say, and we can wrap it up. We have Group C up next, where we will have both the teams have qualified. Germany and Sweden is just to decide which team finishes top and which team finishes second. And then we will have a very interesting final match day for Group D, where every team can can qualify, I think. Yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting one on Sunday. So we'll be back for those two, breaking those game down and breaking the performances of our Madridistas down. Thank you for listening. I know, like, we know you guys have been liking it, or at least there's one person who has been enjoying the content. So we are very happy with that. Every little share, every little comment and like, it makes us even more motivated to keep doing this. So thank you for all the support, and until next time, Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.